Hey guys, it's Amara. I'm here today to do a one-shot progress report on what's going on with me going to Vidcon here in the US. So, yes, if I haven't already told you or if you haven't already heard, I am going to Vidcon in California, in Anaheim, California. I'm also going to Disney Day, which happens right afterwards, where a bunch of YouTube people go to Disneyland and do Disneylandy vloggy things. But I wanted to check in with you regarding the things I've done, the things I haven't done yet, and the things that I know I need to tackle or consider looking into before VidCon really gets a rolling. So, because there's like a little bit less than a month, it's not even a month, like a couple of weeks before VidCon happens, let's check in on the progress. First of all, I have tickets to VidCon. I have creator tickets, so that's a big check off the list. I have the badges I want, so that's good to go. I also have my plane ticket to VidCon, so that's hammered out. I do not have a plane ticket home. That's something I still need to figure out. Part of that is that I'm trying to figure out the best way to get back from Anaheim to LAX. So if anyone has thoughts on that, please leave those in the comments below. Word on the street is there might be a Disney shuttle. I don't know, but that might be going on. Then I also have, I have the hotel rooms blocked off. However, they're in multiple pieces. I had to do reservations in a really weird way, even though most of them are in the same room. So I need to contact the hotel and make sure they've merged all those reservations so that I don't have a situation where like one day I have to check out and then check into the same room and then check out and then check into the same room again. That seems like unnecessary work, so I'm gonna try and see if we can smooth that out. I did call them right when I made those reservations just to make sure that was something that was entirely like plausible, and they said, yep, that totally works. So we're gonna get that hammered out. I also have to look into, things like what are nearby restaurants. I like to know what my food options are when I do something like this, and I'm trying to be really budget responsible yet eat healthily. I think it's really tempting when you are at a convention to eat just like the convention food that's right there because you don't want to miss things or to even skip meals. I had a lot of trouble at VidCon Europe not wanting to skip meals in favor of being at panels because like the information was too good, the content was too good. But one of the things you can do to kind of bypass that is either bring like snacky things or to find out what's nearby that you can stop by and get like a healthy meal out of, or plan those things into your day. So that's a good way to do it, is you can look at the schedule, see if there's something you could miss, and then go and plan to have food during that time or see what you can do to do that. Another thing you might want to do is avoid trying to eat food during primary food eating blocks like noon and 1. That area, 11 to like 1. That's when everybody wants to go get lunch, and if you're in a big city, it can mean there's a lot of people in lines and it takes even longer. If you were able to find a way to eat a little bit earlier than that, a little bit later than that, you might be able to avoid that middle chunk. I also want to check out, I've got some plans for meetups, but I want to see if I can find more plans for meetups. I like to do as much as I can to get connected with people before I get to an event or an event location. So that's something I'm really eager to do while I am gearing up for VidCon. It also works really well in that it gets you excited and you like have people you want to meet and things that you're looking forward to that are a little off the beaten path. So that's always really kind of like fun and exciting. So that's something I'm looking to do. Let's see, there are, I'd like to watch some old VidCon footage. I'd like to get myself like amped up like that, just to kind of get a good idea of what I'm looking for. Maybe even look at the layout for the room. But a big one, this is super wrong because I should have already done it, but a big thing I really need to do is go and look through the schedule and really get myself a good idea of what I'm really excited to see, what I'm not as excited to see, what I think I could benefit from learning, and see if I can hammer those things out. Something else I really want to make sure that I have this year is I want to make sure I pack some sort of notebook or something to take actual written notes in. I'm going to bring my laptop, and I did take some notes at VidCon Europe while I typed alongside it, but I ran into multiple times when I wanted there to be a laptop. Another thing I found to be really critical is having a like recharger battery for my phone, and I've got that hammered out for this trip. Things I need to do. Whoa, the things I need to do. I need to figure out, as silly as it is, I need to figure out what I want to wear to the Disney Day at Disneyland, because that's something I'd like to do and like have a cool outfit to do some like selfies and stuff, and maybe do a couple photo series or even like a post on my website. That would be great. I also would really like to, I also really have to get a flight home. As much as I'm sure I'm gonna fall in love with Anaheim and wanting to be around all these great people, a girl must return from California sometimes. And when I live here, I've got to be able to come back home. So I've got to get that plan figured out. I also need to take the various roommates and people that I'm working with and figure out the totals and break them apart based on various days and how long people are staying at various locations. So that's something that really needs to happen. And I need to take some time just to be like good and excited about VidCon. Maybe that means I watch a couple of my favorite Vlogbrothers videos and get excited about being part of the journey that Hank and John have. Maybe it means I watch like old panels like I mentioned. Maybe it's that I find some forums about suggestions and things like that. I don't entirely know. This is my first domestic VidCon. I went, as you guys well may know, I went to VidCon in Europe, but I think this is going to be a totally different beast of a totally different nature because I know it is much bigger. I know it is much more established, and my long history of conventions tell me that's a different thing. VidCon in Europe was brand new. This is a very established thing. And I know there's probably things I really want to make sure I run into or opportunities I really take advantage of here. And I want to see if I can create pathways to connect with people. I'm a little concerned it will be harder to connect with people on a one-to-one basis because of how grand scale this will be, as opposed to VidCon Europe, where I really had an opportunity to sit and talk to people and get excited about what they're doing with YouTube and what I was doing with YouTube and see if there was a space in the middle. So that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, that's kind of the long and short of it. That's the things that off the top of my head I can think of that have to do with VidCon Europe. If you all have thoughts on things I should bring, things I shouldn't bring, great food places nearby where VidCon Europe is, cool meetups that are happening, please let me know that stuff. I would be very interested to know about any of that. People you know that are great creators that are going to be there. Anything you've heard about VidCon Europe that you think would be valuable information for me to have as a first-time attendee, I'd really love that so much. And I hope if any of you are going to VidCon Europe, please let me know in the comments below. It would be super fun to like meet up there, high five. DFTBA dance is not a thing that I think exists, but it could be. That could be our thing. Who knows? Anyway, if you're going to be going to VidCon Europe, please let me know in the comments below. I'm super duper amazingly excited. I'm exhausted because I'm just coming off of Seattle YouTube Day, but that does not mean that I am not gearing up full force to get into this whole Vidcon US thing. Not VidCon Europe. I'm just used to saying VidCon Europe. So the thing here in the US, VidCon traditional, as traditional as digital video can get. Traditional video VidCon. Anyway, let's see here, team. So that's it for this week's episode. I'm sorry it's kind of a rambly one-shot, but that's what's going on. I have had just like crazy busyness. If you have liked this video, please like the video. If you're going to VidCon, you could like the video. Are you excited? It's a good time to hit a like button. I'm excited. I know I'm probably gonna go look at VidCon videos soon and just like them all up because I'm excited about all this. If you have any comments below, any thoughts on any of the stuff I said, please leave those in the comments below. If you have any thoughts on VidCon or playlist or anything you've learned from any of these kinds of conventions, let me know in the comments below. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, welcome to Amara Not In Seattle. This is my travel channel. My main channel is called Amara In Seattle. That is lifestyle as an adventure. And then we also have the vlogging channel, and that one's called Amara In Seattle Vlogs. You have found yourself on Amara In Seattle. Nope, you found yourself on Amara Not In Seattle. This is where we get lost in travel. Woo!